All right, all right, all right, all right. What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Three Shots In podcast.
Back at it again.
Okay.
Back at it again. Hope everyone's having a great day. Start off with my introduction. Again, my name is Adrian. You can follow me on IG at a.noel96. Go ahead and pass it over to Jalen.
You can follow me at OMG The Legacy, okay? And then I'm going to pass it over to Brian.
What's up, y'all? It's Brian. Back at it again with the Back at it again. And you could get me on Instagram, bry.a, 2 N's and 2 T's. I be forgetting it.
Are you sure?
I think I'm positive.
Okay.
It'll be somewhere, posted in the
Somewhere
video.
around.
Somewhere like right above the head.
Literally.
But we'll just kind of get into it. We'll start with like our check-in. So how's everyone's day been? How's everyone's weekend been?
Well, Boo, since you started,
Actually,
how have you been?
Yeah. Let me start because I got some shit to say.
Ooh.
Okay.
Today's hot.
Like a
Today's really
Hot
hot.
as fuck.
It's like over 100 degrees.
Yes,
Say
104.
that word.
Today,
See,
like my
you
day's
missed
been
it.
pretty cool. I would say like my week was cool, like work was cool and all that. But like over the weekend that just passed, baby,
Tell us about it.
I almost got into like a damn tussle. Like I had
You? Fight?
Yes,
Oh, shit.
yes. I went to Toledo, Ohio with my friends. A good
That
friend
was
of
your
mine
first
lives.
problem. Toledo.
A good friend of mine lives in Toledo, and we went to go visit him, have like a little boys' night, and we went to this club. I think it's called like Georgie's or George. It's something like that. But it's like one of the only gay clubs they have out there in the downtown area of Toledo. So it's very hit or miss. Like sometimes it'll be real packed and fun, and sometimes it's just boring and no one's there. But when we went, it was actually like lit. There was a lot of people there, and it was me and my group of friends. It was 5 of us, and we went and we ran into an old friend of ours who we're no longer friends with anymore. But he's like one of those gays that just thinks he's better than everybody.
Hate those.
The
And
Regina George one of these.
Jalen. And
I mean, technically I am better, but like,
and so
I would never act like it.
you know how like when you come across those kind of gays, when they get liquor in their system, they just start yapping at the mouth and just saying whatever they want to say, and they
Right.
don't shut up. And at one point he started saying like, yeah, because y'all was never my friends, y'all was always fake to me.
Like, you damn
And when
skippy,
he
fuck
said
you.
that, I'm like I looked at him, I was like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, fake how? He's like, yeah, y'all was never my friends. And then I just got up and like my drink, I just threw that shit in his fucking
Very
face.
loving
Shit.
hip hop style.
Very
I
loving
love
hip
a
hop.
love hip hop
Yes.
style
Okay.
moment.
What made you think it was gonna be okay for you to come up to me and my
You can't
friends
even
and
see.
just say some shit and
You know,
think that
people
like
be
we wasn't
real
gonna check
rowdy.
you?
People be real
I
rowdy
think
the
that's why I
balls
don't
on
like
them.
going to gay clubs or even no club, because I will treat it like a loving hip hop scene.
We need to get you back.
It was very much that. Very much
I want to
that.
do like more simpler things now.
It's fun going to the
Wait
club
till
and
you're
stuff like
30.
that.
Okay. Wait.
I know,
Ryan,
baby.
how was you? How was your week? How was your...
Very chill. I ain't really do much besides like stay out this heat. Cause one, I don't got time for the sun. I am allergic to it. I self-diagnose
Baby,
myself.
you're
I don't
allergic
care.
to everything.
I
And I-
am, because my face will like start like breaking out. Well, how was your week, Jalen?
Child, my week was chill, but my yesterday was a lot. So I don't know if we've expanded on this, but I was living with somebody. I was living with someone I thought was a friend, and it soon turned out to be not that type of situation. I'm not really good at asking for help or receiving help,
All
but
right.
last year taught me that I probably should start. So I accepted the help that was offered. And when I say it took me a very long time to accept said help, but I did. I was like, okay, it can't get no worse than what the fuck I'm going through. So might as
Right,
well
yeah.
accept the help. So not immediately, but like I would say like a few weeks into me being at this person's house, immediate red flags. We would be having like disagreements out of nowhere. And I'm like, I haven't even said a word to you. And like, it was like sporadic attitudes. And I'm like, okay, cool. Like, and then we had this one disagreement where he was like, and this is why we can never be together. And I said, wait, what made you think we ever were going to be together? But yesterday came up and this nigga woke me up out my sleep, opening curtains, slamming things, making all types of noise. And like I was startled because even that night before, he came in at 1 o'clock. I was already asleep. He came in at 1 o'clock, turned on all the lights, left them on when he went in his room. I said, okay, I'll turn them off. By 3 o'clock in the morning, he's slamming the microwave, making. I know you ain't that motherfucking hungry. Where you came from, you ain't eat. Cool.
Maybe he was
but I
drunk.
woke up through that. By the time 10 o'clock rang, this man is making noise, slamming things, and I'm just sitting there and I'm processing life. Like I've been jolted out of my sleep, so I'm processing. And he looked at me and was like, "You need to get up and do something."
Have you been there for like 6 months?
I was there for like it was like 2.5, 3.
Oh damn, never mind.
Like
Yeah,
it was
get your ass out.
fresh, it was new, and I was very hesitant before going. But then I was like, you know what? After I said everything I need to say and did my little crash out, I said, I'm gonna collect my shit. I'm gonna collect my dogs. I don't know where we going. But I got to get the fuck up out of here. So I grabbed my shit, and mind you, I bought this man a TV because he didn't have one. And I was like, this is like a thank you for letting me come stay. So I bought him a TV. Baby, when I tell you I took a knife and I stabbed that bitch right in that motherfucking TV.
What size was the TV?
Huh?
What size was the TV?
It was a 75 inch.
75
Baby.
We couldn't get no thank you
Baby.
gifts.
I told you I was going to get y'all a thank you
That's
gift. I actually left them. I said I had pride things for everybody, but I left them, child. I'm sorry. But that was my week. That was my week, and now I am struggling to figure out where me and my dogs are going. I think I'm going to have to surrender them, which has been a lot. I've been all over the place. I've been calling vets and animal shelters all morning, all yesterday. I barely had sleep, and then I said, well, I got to be here for work, y'all. So
I'm
You know,
so
now
sorry
I'm
to
here.
hear that, Jalen.
it's cool.
And
It's
I
live.
hope
Not the
that
dogs gotta
it
go.
gets
I was
better.
mad when they took my dog last year. I was so
Like, I
depressed. I think
bone.
it's, that was a lot, but I think now it's time for our first shot.
Okay.
Time
Okay.
for our first shot.
Bring out the shots, y'all. Please. I'm
Yes.
already 2 shots in on the 3 shots in podcast. Is ready for another one. I'm ready for the third one.
All right, Jalen.
As we should,
Oh
though.
my God, look at our lovely producer.
I'm gonna give you a double.
Thank you.
Okay.
Double.
Because I need it.
Thank you, Johnnez.
Thank
been
you.
hard.
All right.
Ooh, that is a
So, what do we got in our cups today, guys?
we have Douce, y'all.
Douce.
Douce, because y'all was in the comments. Y'all was in the comments on bullcrap yesterday. We had tequila. It was tequila. I mean, last week it was tequila.
It was tequila.
And now it's
yeah.
Douce.
Now it's
Okay.
Douce. And ooh,
You ready?
I wanted some Hennessy, but I'm like, you know what? Let's switch it up and we'll do some Douce today. We can do Henny like next week or the next time.
Or
but,
like never.
all right, so 3 shots in. We're gonna do a little chant.
All right.
Okay.
3 shots in. 3 shots in. 3 shots in.
All
Nobody
right.
cheers, but okay.
There we go. Cheers
And
to
remember-
things getting better for you, Jalen, and just cheers to us.
You didn't look at
We bought-
us. Look at me, Adrian, because I ain't having 7 years of bad sex.
You did say that last episode. Well, my
Baby,
sex
I
is
don't
always
got
gonna
a
be good
home. I
regardless,
don't
so.
give a damn about sex.
Douce is not that bad. Actually,
Douce actually does nothing for me.
That shit is so nasty.
burning my chest
Oh no,
hurts a
that's
little
some
bit.
good shit.
No, that's
Douce
some.
is smooth.
That is some nasty.
It's like
shit.
the cousin,
You lie. You
or is it
lie.
the brother to Hennessy.
The daddy of Hennessy.
That's the daddy.
and
daddy.
then
Oh, daddy
Hennessy
need more
is
hair on
like
his chest.
the bad child.
What about
I love the
what about
bad
the
child.
Henny Black?
Hennessy Black. Now that's a different breed. Ooh, I
love
blacked
my
out.
Henny
I blacked
Black.
out on some. I've ended up
I
on
don't
some
like
floors
Hennessy
at
at
some
all.
clubs on some Hennessy Black. Like I had to be carried out the club on some Hennessy Black.
All right, so now we just took our shot of the day. We had some lovely Douce. We're gonna go ahead and get into our next segment now, which is some questions. We got our lovely producer Johnnez. He's going to ask us some questions.
Hey,
we
Johnnez.
are getting we are getting to the end of Pride Month. So
It came so fast. I feel like this the fastest Pride Month
it came and it
ever.
went. It did. So we want to make sure, like, in this episode, we have some questions related to it, you know, being Pride Month and all of that. So, Johnnez, go ahead and take it away.
All right, hi everybody.
Hey,
Johnnez.
Y'all didn't have to say it like that.
Isn't he so handsome?
Thank you. I
Yeah.
will always take that. But yeah, like you mentioned, it is Pride Month, and I do want to kick off a little bit sentimental for us. I would like to know, what has everyone's coming out experience been like?
Ooh, let's start with
Why would
Adrian.
why would you laugh like that?
Yeah, because mine was crazy.
Or are we gonna save yours for last?
Oh, we?
So my coming out experience, so it wasn't bad, and I'm thankful that it wasn't bad. I was scared that it was going to be horrible. Growing up, of course, like my parents, they would say like certain things about how being gay is like not acceptable and stuff like that. And I was always afraid to come out. I could never really be myself. Even my siblings, I have a twin sister, older brother, younger brother. I don't have a close relationship with them. Growing up, we would always get into like arguments, and that was the first thing they would go to. Every time we would get into arguments, they would call me gay. They would say every name in the book. Every name in the book. And so I was afraid to come out. I was afraid to get kicked out, all of that. And then it was sophomore year of high school was when I officially came out. So I was, 14? Yeah, 14, yeah. And
I thought 14 was freshman year.
14 is sophomore year too, yeah.
I was 13 when I was a freshman, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I was a 14.
What the hell?
I was 14.
You was one of them advanced kids.
Gotta be.
Had to be. Okay.
I think it's also because I have a late birthday, like October.
Yeah,
It's always
because
them
I
late
graduated when I
birthdays.
was 17. So
That makes sense.
Yeah.
The hell?
Well, damn, now you making me question myself.
But anyways, so when I came out, I actually came out to my mother. I didn't even come out to my dad. Me and my dad, we didn't have a really good relationship growing up. It is much better now. We are more closer and we do communicate more. But I came out to my mom, and I remember she was in her bedroom. She was doing her makeup, and I walk in, and I'm just like standing there, and she looks at me and she was like, "What's going on?" And I said, "Mom, I think I'm gay."
I think I'm gay. It's crazy. You knew you was
And yeah, I knew what I liked. And she just kind of stopped doing her makeup for a second. She was just quiet. But then she just said, I don't know if I'll ever agree with it, but you are my son. And at the end of the day, I'm going to always love you. And I know that once you turn 18, I can't control you. You're going to do what you want to do.
Right.
And it was like, it was like a breath of fresh air.
That's
and
a
it
good
felt
mom right
amazing.
there. That's a good
And yeah, I felt great after. I will say it was a little awkward a few weeks after when I came out. I was scared to come downstairs and just be around her.
Yeah.
But we got our relationship got stronger after. And that was my coming out experience. It was good.
Yeah, that's
so.
actually really good.
Right, it wasn't too bad.
Like
Too
you have
scary.
you have a really good mother. That's how you handle something.
Yeah, she's
Like,
great.
even if you don't agree with it, you can let it be known. You can speak your truth. I don't agree with it, but don't shun your kid. And that's what your mother didn't do. And for that, big round of applause for his mama. Okay, big round of applause for his
And
mama.
if she's watching, I know she is. Mom,
Okay.
I love you. I love you too, Dad. But I love you more, Mom.
Yeah, I feel like honestly that a lot of the times when people have those mentalities of just like, you're gonna be 18, I can't control. That's a great example of what you're saying of just like your mother still loved you. But I feel as time went on, at least for me personally, that I got to understand that a lot of the stuff that people say is out of fear. My mom necessarily didn't say the right thing. It did hurt, but as time went on, I understood that she didn't know how to be able to react. I'm her only child. There's nobody else. She didn't have another child to be able to have this conversation with. I was the one and go. So when me and her were having conversations, I also was maybe like 13 or 14 when I had came out. Technically, my coming out, I was outed. Technically I was outed, but I also wasn't outed at the same time. I did the most 2016 thing that you can do, which is post on your Snapchat.
Same. That's how mine started too. Yep, started that damn Snapchat.
And it gets even worse because it was New Year's, and I was like, New Year, new me. I'm
gay.
bisexual. No.
Oh.
Bisexual.
Bisexual, if you like it or not.
They
I
be
went
shitting
to-
on bisexual, but it's
They
a thing.
hate them.
It is a thing.
Yeah,
Why
no,
you hate
wh-
bisexual?
Because
Like,
they greedy.
you get
Ooh.
both. They mad because they get both. They
No.
get both.
I still think, honestly, bisexuality is a real thing.
Yeah, it
I
is.
think
It is.
everybody has room in their heart to be able to love. who
Because
they
I
want.
love me a titty.
Yeah, no, I was
Whoa.
just being delusional, thinking
Love
that
me
me
a titty.
saying that I was bisexual was gonna ease the blow.
It does. It
And-
doesn't.
I get that.
It doesn't.
Yeah.
You know, and literally what happened was I posted that, went to sleep, and then went to school, had 15 people in my face.
And
And
we had the same.
yeah, but
We
it
had the
gets
same.
the story gets a little bit funny in my opinion. I also become a little bit petty, so stay with me. My cousin and me went to the same school. We also stayed like right next to each other. So he had took that post, showed his mother, who is my aunt, which is my mother's sister, and she had me come to her house and was like, hey, what's this? I'm not going to say anything to your mom. Me being on the fly, I was like, oh, that was a social experiment for my psychology class. Like, I just wanted to see what people would say. And
I
I'm
told you
going to
he
do
was
a
one of the
report
smart
about
ones.
it.
Because how you get out like that?
Okay.
So
Social
I
experiment.
thought I was in the clear. Everything was fine. And then as time went on, more people started to say something. But I was like, at this point, if I'm going to be the butt of the joke, I might as well have a laugh.
Yeah.
So my cousin at the time, he was vaping, or this is when vaping at first became a thing. And when he was vaping or whatever, he posted it on Snapchat. So I did the same thing, took a screenshot, sent it to his mom.
Y'all better not be
I
vaping out
stayed
there.
home from school. He came back. As soon as I sent the screenshot, I just sat there and heard him get his ass whooped.
Okay, you need
With
your
the
ass.
belt,
If
like
you
with the belt?
vaping, you need your ass whoop. You got one of them big ass battery packs to your lips. You need your ass whoop. Dead ass.
Lungs.
I say what I
Your
said.
lungs, when people smoke that, they lungs be fighting for their life.
Okay, you
Yeah.
smoking a big ass Energizer bunny. The fuck is wrong with you?
Basically.
Yeah, moral of the story, found myself and then found the petty version of myself as well. And that was my coming out.
Petty. Love that.
No,
You
he
hate that.
he
Oh,
is a
Johnnez,
petty.
you hate
He is a
that.
petty one.
Okay.
I'm not that
Mr.
petty.
Grinch.
It's
We can
just,
all be very petty now.
you know, I believe in karma. What you put out there is what you receive.
But you're not supposed to give the karma. The karma's supposed to find them. If you give out the karma, that automatically.
Well, sometimes me and her are just
petty.
neighbors, and I go over for tea.
I like her. You know, I've been to her house. She's cute.
What
She's
about
cute.
you, Brian?
Mine was actually like all over the place.
It sound like it.
I don't know how I could put it. Okay, like when I first came to Michigan, I was like 5. And when they used to call me Fruity, I'd be like, what's Fruity? Like, what's
You don't know
that?
what fruits are?
I'd be like, what's that? What y'all mean by that? Like, I did not know. But
You
I
were
did
a
have an
banana.
older cousin who would be like, if they call you gay, that mean happy. So, like, it never really pressed
He
me.
lied to you.
No, it was actually a she.
She lied to you.
Yeah, because then they flipped it and the Pharrell song came out happy. And it was like, I was walking one day, they was like, ain't this your favorite song?
Oh. I used to hate when people
Wow.
say, like, oh, you're always so
But look,
happy.
Wow.
when it came to like my daddy, I always knew that he knew though, because like, you know, we watching Hannah Montana together, High School Musical, he buying me the CDs, all of that. So I already knew he knew. And then like when somebody would say like he should be in sports, what would he say? Oh, my son like books. Like, no, you lying. I don't like books.
You
I would
was
just
watching Cheetah Girls?
Of course, like
Wait,
I remember
who wasn't watching Cheetah Girls, though?
watching Cheetah Girls.
I'm
in
definitely
the frog
Raven.
position.
I'm definitely Raven. So like, who are y'all?
Well, you know, I'm
all
Adrian.
for
You
I'm
Adrian?
Adrian Belong,
You can't be
baby.
all for it.
split
Who are-
personality. You all for
Never mind, you are.
okay?
What's your sign again?
Cancer.
Yup.
Don't forget
Split.
it. And it's cancer season.
Split.
But like, yeah. So with him, it was cool. The only thing is that confirmed it for him was he walked in on me when I was 18 on my birthday, getting head, boyfriend, butt up to the air.
I love a butt up to
But that's
there.
why privacy is a thing, and he should have knocked before he came up in there, and he just walked straight in there. I can't remember what he was saying, but I know he was happy to be coming up in there. And he seen it. He was like, "Can I say
He
the F
said,
word
so
on here?"
hey, so,
He was just
I
like,
mean,
"Man,
weren't
what's
you in
up?"
his house?
oh hell no.
Yeah, but he called me, and he was just like, you just got to be more careful when people are in the house."
Yeah.
Now, mind
booty
you,
everywhere.
that was 18, so I graduated. But when I was 17, I really only came out because the boy I was dating threatened to break up with me because somebody was next to me when I was on the phone after school. And they was like, who that? And I was like, oh, it's just a friend. And
Okay,
he was like, oh,
be
I'm
that. Be the friend,
Oh,
damn it.
No, but he was on the other side on the phone going off. Oh, I'm just a friend. I'm just a friend. I was
Yes.
just like, you know what?
Yes, you are.
And I just went and posted us. And of course, people already knew. So I just got love from that. And then, like, some other gays was actually like, oh my God, you're crazy for doing this. And I was like, well, my man was about to leave me, so I had to.
I was about to leave me.
Look, like, we all can't be in the closet too long now.
Okay.
But when it came to my mama, I actually snitched on myself because I was laid up with him. Now, mind you, I used to tell her about him all the time. But this time I said that, oh, we laid up watching TV. And when I realized that, I tried to hurry up and go back and change it. And she was like, are you telling me you're gay, Brian? I was like, girl, no, I'm bisexual.
No, we just like TV, damn it.
I'm
Damn.
like, so I told her I was bisexual. And she was like, bisexual isn't even a real thing. But she didn't care that I was gay. She was just scared that people would do stuff to me because I was gay.
Yeah.
And like, she just didn't want like no guy putting their hands on me
What is
in a
good mommy
relationship.
too?
I love that.
But
is
it's
a
like, girl,
good
no,
mommy.
because even as a kid, she would not let me dance to certain songs. But I could dance in the choir with all the girls, though. Well, the dance team for the church or whatever. But all that other stuff, no. But then again, it's her fault. Like, girl, you had Beyonce going every day. What you mean?
We love Beyonce.
Okay, B-Day album, and then while she getting
Well, I
ready,
love
I would be
B-Day.
watching her.
B-Day is the best one.
I'm helping her, like, girl, this cute. Like, you should put this on instead. You should do your hair color this way instead. Like,
That was me as a kid.
so the signs was
for
there.
real.
So she
The
said
signs
she
were there.
always
Yeah.
knew. But
like, you
I
should be
would-
happy you had a gay son, because you would be out here looking a hot mess without me.
Yeah, no, me.
Okay, don't wear them shoes. Actually, buy these.
no,
These
but-
are nicer.
But see, I never had to tell her. It would just be like when she gone, I'd be like, oh, put this perfume on, put these contacts in. Because
Okay,
you
we
know,
trying to
mamas
help
back in
you.
the day loved them a good contact.
You were giving a gay son because you didn't know how to dress. That's what happened.
What
Not
about
that you know how to dress.
speaking of
That's what
like
happened.
don't know how to
that
dress?
is crazy.
What about you, Jalen? How was your coming out experience?
Wait, what the fuck does that mean? Speaking on how, you trying to say I don't know how to dress?
I just
I
feel like
didn't
yours
say
is
that.
more
That's what you
chaotic,
said.
though.
No, I didn't say that.
Yeah, mine was. It was this boy I was crushing on in high school, and I was like, I just had to have him. Now, mind you, I wasn't like out. Like, people would bully me and say that, but people would bully me for a lot of things. Like, being gay wasn't. It was just like, okay, but it was this one boy. I was like, I have to have him, and it was summer of 2017, going into 2018. So like, I gotta have this man, and I'm like, the only way to have this man, like, he was visibly fruity. Don't know if he was out, but he was visibly fruity. I was like, the only way to have this man is to come out. So we was texting all through the summer. School rolled around. It was like the day before school, the week before school. I came out to my whole group chat, put him on a group FaceTime. Now, that's when you had to have the iPad next to the iPhone, next to the laptop. Like, you had to have everybody on a different thing. I was like, y'all, I'm gay. One friend was like, I know. My friend Mike was like, well, I'm on his phone. Like, I already knew that. Like, this is what we already knew. So it was like, okay, cool, great. One day rolls around, we are at, like, the whole school loves us. Whole school loves us. We're gay. We're like the first gay couple. So like, we're like the blueprint. Like, it's great.
Not the
So I'm
blueprint.
feeling good. I'm feeling great. Like, damn, like, they love us here. We are like the relationship they ship. Like, of course you ship the straight ones, but the first gay one at the school, we love it. So we at the park one day, and I took a picture kissing my boyfriend, and I posted on Snapchat. Now, mind you, I blocked everybody from seeing it except my mother, because you know my mother with that rainbow. Okay, she with the rainbow. So I'm like, my mama, she gonna see it. She gonna be like, oh, I got a rainbow son. I'm a rainbow girl. Rainbow relationship. The next day, I'm in 6th hour, which I think we had 7 hours. So I'm in 6th hour. My phone is blowing up. I'm
Did
in
she see them
choir.
Bible scriptures?
I'm in choir. No, my phone is blowing up. I'm like, what the fuck going on? So I excuse myself. I answer the phone. Soon as I answer the phone, my mom was like, what the fuck is this? I said, so that's not going the way I planned it. She's like, what is this? What is this? I'm like, Mama, I'm gay. Like, what do you want? Like, I'm gay. I'm in school and I'm gay. You're
Right.
interrupting class and I'm gay. She was like, no, my son ain't gay. I'm like, nope, your son's pretty gay.
You
Your
the
son's
only
pretty
child?
gay. Huh?
You the only child?
Only child from her.
Oh.
Like, your son's pretty gay. She was like, well, okay, all right, okay. But I didn't call your mama. I mean, I didn't call your grandma. I didn't call your granddad. I didn't call your father. I said,
Oh, so she told everyone right away.
did what? Like, this was for a us moment. This is where you just called me.
Your mom's a lesbian?
She with the rainbow. She's the bi. She's the
Oh.
bi. Yeah. After she called and she named the people she called, I just knew my life was over, because this was supposed to be a moment I shared with her. Like, I didn't share it the right way, but I'm a kid. Like, I thought, like, once you saw it, you was gonna be like, damn, cool. Yeah. She called everyone. Now, her and my grandmother don't get along, so my grandma hung up in her face. Now, that's who I lived with at the time. So I'm like, okay, I'm cool on that part. But when I got home, now my grandma was on a vacation. She had just left that day. So I had the house to myself for that weekend. I called her to be like, I'm home. She was like, you know your mama called me, right? She was yelling and cussing. I hung up straight in her face. I said, thank God. Thank God. But then she called my granddad. So then my grandma likes my granddad. So then he told her everything. And I said, well, I'm fucked. So this was a conversation she didn't want to have over the phone. And I really didn't want her to have it over the phone. So I found out that my granddad knew. My granddad told my grandma. I was like, okay, I'm fucked. So that's cool. Just take it to the chin. I'm gonna just deal with it when she get home. She gets home. We talk about it. My grandma is full Christian. We're not with that. I'm gonna pray the gay out of you. I said,
Not
oh,
pray the gay
great.
away.
So then we move on, and I found out that my dad actually didn't know. Like when my mom called, it went straight to voicemail. So I'm like, cool. I'm cool on that part. I go back to school. I get the confirmation that my dad doesn't know. My mom calls me and is like, your dad doesn't know. My grandma calls and is like, I told your dad. They end up having an AA meeting for me. I said, this is crazy. But moral of the story, that was me. That was my coming out story. Everyone told everyone before I got to tell everyone, and it really didn't go as planned. My dad said he didn't want me around my brothers. My grandma was praying away the gay. My mom was like, oh, well, you could have just told me. And I was like,
After doing all of that,
outing me is crazy.
Experience like that can sometimes like have you question like yourself of just like, is it all worth it? They
Oh, no,
kinda-
baby, I was gay. The booty was nice. Oh, the booty couldn't tell me nothing. My mama mad, but I'm getting booty.
I'm screaming.
After school, you couldn't tell me a damn
Yeah,
thing.
but I'm saying is more so just like in general, not necessarily like a personal experience. It kind of like leads me into my next question too. Is just, have you guys ever struggled with like internalized homophobia, or what exactly do you think on it? Or how do you
Yes.
think it can
Yes. I will go and say that now in my life, I'm trying to become closer to God. And there's a part of me that's like, because you know in the Bible, he'd be like, kill the gays. I'd be like, oh.
he actually never said kill the gays.
He didn't say kill.
the
He didn't say kill the
pedos.
gays, but he said that is one of the punishable sins.
No,
And
No.
that was pedos, not gays.
it wasn't gays.
No.
Oh, well, tell me something, because I haven't read my full Bible. Okay, I be
You probably
paraphrasing.
just heard that from
I be
the next who heard
no,
it from
I
the
be
next.
reading, and I saw where it said, "Hey, being gay is a sin. It's one of the sins where we're like, no." And I was like, I really don't want to go to hell. So then in my head, I'm battling between loving God and just being like myself, and I'm never going to bad talk God. So then I had to bad talk
honestly,
myself.
It could be a lot. What about you,
Yeah.
Adrian?
I mean, I think at the end of the day, I've learned to love myself a lot more than, of course, where I was at before I came out. Before I came out, I did not love myself. I was very, like, insecure, and, like, I wasn't as outgoing as I am now. I'm way more outgoing now since I came out. But I did not love myself. I was trying to hide who I was. But I just know at the end of the day, like, you just have to be a nice person. Doesn't matter. You can like whoever you want to like. As long as you are a nice person, like, that's all that matters. And I know at the end of the day, like, I have a great heart. I'm a nice person. Doesn't care who I'm hooking up with, what I like, what booty I'm eating, any of that. Like, I'm a nice person at the end of the day. And I've learned to accept myself a lot more. So.
Okay. I think for me, I've always been in tune with myself spiritually. I've never had to question myself that way. Even when
I told you he was one of them advanced kids.
No, but same though.
No, because I've grown up in the church since I was young. I understand right from wrong. So even when I would hear stuff like, there's certain things that are in the Bible that anybody, you can pick and choose to be able to understand it's wrong. Like, there's even stuff in the Bible to mention of how long a woman's skirt can be. Like, it's just stuff like that.
Or like, you can't eat pork.
The most thing that I feel like that I struggled
Or you
with
can't eat
the
booty.
most is honestly like the whole masculine feminine thing. My father's in the Navy. He's a very military driven kind of guy. He didn't know how to necessarily like deal with two feminine boys. Also, by the way, my brother is also gay.
I love his
so
brother. His
I-
brother's great.
So I got to have the opportunity not a lot of people had, which is to be able to go back and forth with somebody and have shared experiences, go to gay clubs together. But the main thing that I feel like I've always struggled with was the whole what exactly a man is. Like, a lot of people always say what a man is a provider, a worker. That's all he's supposed to do, versus there's no emotion in that. And that's the main thing that I feel like in the people in my circle and my family, that's the thing that was turned off.
Yeah.
There was no emotion, or there was no way to speak about how you were feeling. So when I was having episodes of just like being very sensitive over things that people would say about me, at least in my community, so like my family, it kind of like made me do the exact opposite. And it made me find myself a lot more, because if you would have talked to me maybe 7 or 6 years ago, probably been the most feminine thing in the world.
Yeah.
But that wasn't just based on me wanting to do those things. It was based on anger, because that's the only thing that I knew. I didn't know how to be able to vocalize what I wanted or who I wanted to be, because when I tried to do that, it was always just slash. It just, oh, that's just Johnnez.
Yeah.
So there was no conversation. And now I feel like as time went on, I was able to explore myself to that extreme point, but also understand what I enjoy, what I don't enjoy. I also enjoy like the feminine parts of me and also the masculine parts.
Do you
as
enjoy
well.
eating booty?
Okay, Jalen.
Okay.
That's
I would
no
like,
topic.
like, do ya? don't breeze past the question. Do you enjoy eating booty? Let the viewers know.
Okay, well, I guess they'll find out next week. What about you, Brian?
Just to piggyback off you, like, I don't know, I've just always been in tune with myself. So, like, the masculine, feminine never, like, fazed me. The only internal homophobia, I wouldn't even say it's, like, internal homophobia for real. If I watch gay porn, I just swear to God, I'd never watch it again. But that's when I was, like, 10, 11.
Oh, that's me now. Because once I see, after I'm done, I'm disgusted.
Can I say, like, when I started, you know, being able to, make cream soda.
Cream soda?
I think the audience will be okay
fuck?
not knowing that.
Oh, well, that was, like,
What
the
the fuck
only
is
thing.
cream
Like,
soda?
or if, like, when I hit around 16 and, you know, found out about nudes, and nudes was being traded on Kick. Y'all remember Kick Messenger?
I remember Kick.
Child, I knew news
I had
by
this
fifth
one guy
grade.
who would always trade news, and I would block him right after we got done. I'd be like,
Yeah,
God, I ain't gonna do
yeah.
that no more. And I would go unblock him when I'm feeling away, and, you know, we did it again. But other than that, nah, I like everybody, love everybody. So I never like.
Okay. Well, I appreciate you guys allowing me to
Thank you,
come
Mr.
on and
Producer,
give you
man.
guys some questions.
That's our lovely producer, Johnnez, y'all. Y'all better go follow
Right,
him
give
at
it up for
J.Marvin
Johnnez.
Productions.
Thank
Okay?
you so much, and
Look
thank
at
you
him.
as always for doing your job so well.
Thank
I'm
you.
always so
Welcome.
appreciative.
You are welcome, Johnny.
All right.
Okay, y'all. I think that leads us into our next shot, y'all. Okay, it's time for the next shot, but for the next
shot.
segment. Okay, so
Not
what we
the
doing?
deucing.
Three shots in. Three shots in. Three shots in. Okay.
Do y'all growl after a shot of liquor?
Sometimes.
I do it.
It just makes the chest burn.
I do a burp. I got a lot. I've been burping this whole episode.
I have not heard one burp.
Me neither.
But
I know because they been under the throat.
Baby
we're gonna get
bird.
into our last segment, which is pour some advice,
advice
on,
on it, y'all.
So, for those of you, if this is your first time or you've been here since our first episode, pour some advice on it is where we have some questions or a question from our viewers or like our audience members. They just send us something
Spilling
and
y'all
we
tea.
just kind of
Okay.
see what the question is.
Enough of spilling ours. Let's spill
And
yours.
we give our advice.
So the first question we have is Stephanie from Atlanta
I love it.
found questionable toys inside her husband's gym bag.
What
And
do
she
you
wants
mean?
to know how she should go about telling him.
What's questionable?
And she need our help. So what do you guys think?
What's questionable toys? Did you find one of them?
What else would be
one of them-
questionable toys?
One of them ding dongs. She found a ding dong in a bag.
Ding dong dick.
In a husband bag. Adrian, how you feel?
How would you tell her? to go
Questionable
about it?
toys. I can only assume, because this is our Pride episode,
That is one of them ding
so I can only assume that she found a dildo
dongs. One of them ding dongs, y'all.
Okay.
in her husband's bag. So, or boyfriend, husband, whoever he is. So,
Who's her husband?
I think just kind of ask him. I would ask him, like, question. She says questionable, so it's definitely a toy that they've never discussed before. And if it is a dildo, then it's something they never thought of doing. So just kind of ask why it's in the bag and what is he using it for. Just be straight up and say, like, look,
Right,
I
because it
found
can
this.
go two different ways. Like, it's 2025. People are extra freaky, so like he could be using it on another woman. But at the same time, given that she did ask during Pride Month, like she must think her husband is gay.
Most people, if they have a dildo, they're not using it on somebody else and then keeping it with them. Like if it was
Yeah, they
another
are.
woman's dildo, it would be at her house
in
or
his
with
gym
her.
bag.
Or with her. If it's in his gym bag. Baby, that's
Where he use it at the gym?
That's his butt play. Okay, baby, what was her name?
Stephanie.
Sophia.
Stephanie from Atlanta.
Okay, go ahead, Stephanie from Atlanta. Baby, your husband gay, and you don't need to have many conversations. What you need to do is leave that man.
What did he say? Denial
is a river. Okay,
Egypt.
You need to run to the hills. Cause baby, if you like it up the butt, no, you ain't gotta be gay if you like it up the butt. But then,
Wait, what?
You ain't, you know, cause the G spot is in the booty. You don't know that?
I know that.
But
Okay.
usually that's like, okay.
He is gay. I'm sorry.
I
I'm
don't
sorry,
think he
Stefan.
is. He might just.
He is gay.
Or he could be linking up if it's in some kind of gym bag or whatever. He could be linking up with another female at the gym.
Susie, your man gay.
A toy on another female. So you don't know. He could be using it on himself.
I'm telling you, it's a thing. They literally do that.
Yeah.
Saxophone, your man gay.
Saxophone is crazy.
What's her name?
Stephanie.
That's what I
Stephanie.
said. It was close. Damn it.
That is
close
like
at all.
so far from her name. I don't know, Jalen. That's just like horrible advice, actually.
Very horrible.
Her man is gay. He playing with his booty.
I
No,
would
she
never
should just
listen to
ask
Jalen.
her. I'm gonna say ask her. See, you messing me up. Got me thinking he wanted a girl, but no,
He
like
is.
it is 2025, and people are just like extra freaky. I mean,
They're extra freaky.
it's just the gym bag that's throwing me
Step
off.
stool, your man is gay. Gay.
Or I mean, you know, like that's what I'm gonna say. Like you just don't know. Like to Byron's point, it's 2025. People are extra freaky, but also they're not afraid to hide what they like.
Because what if he
And,
was
it'd
using
be
it on
these-
another girl and she threw it in her because she want him to leave
Sound
the
box,
wife?
your
That
man is
could be
gay.
it.
I don't know what they're talking about. Your man is gay.
You literally just tried to justify if you get a piece up your butt that you're not gay. You are.
No, I
are.
was saying like maybe, but I know that man's gay. Okay, that man is gay.
No.
How you spell gay?
You don't know.
G-A-Y.
Like, I would've-
That man is
Jalen,
gay.
I would-
Gay.
I'm
Gay. Gay.
No. That done threw me off all the way.
That man is gay. But I feel so bad for you, Susie,
Stephanie,
That's
but
what
you
your
know,
name is.
that was the advice that we give you, Stephanie. Key
Don't listen
point,
to Jalen.
just ask him, literally, and get your answer. But it is time for us to get out of here.
I had so much fun.
Time for us to wrap up this other episode.
I had so much fun. It's episode 2. Oh my God, look at us. Look at us doing it. We're
that's
doing
why I
it.
said back at it again with the back at it again.
With the back at it again.
No, that's for episode 3.
Oh,
you
my
said 3
bad.
times.
Okay.
Well, we hope you guys enjoyed the second episode and everything that we spoke about, especially, some of the pride topics we spoke about. We have a few more days left before the month comes to an end.
Go gay.
But, once July comes, just still celebrate who you are. Don't let that end.
All
at
year
the month
round,
of June.
actually.
All year round. You are special. We are all
Okay.
special, no matter what you like, no matter what you're into. We're all special, and we deserve to be loved, and we deserve to be treated with respect.
And women,
Okay.
go check your man gym bag. Because if you anything like saxophone,
I am
your man is gay. Okay.
So we'll close it out. We got our last shot before we get out, and we'll finish out.
3 shots.
Wait,
in.
before we do our chant, just so you guys know, you can find me on Instagram, BRY.A, 2 N's, 2
Period.
T's.
Period.
Adrian, where can they find you at?
That's A.Noel96. That's Noel.
You can find me at OMG The Legacy. I'm not spelling that, but like
I mean, it's real
OMG The
simple.
Legacy. Okay. And next week we have our premiere party. Okay, so stay tuned to J.Marvin Productions to find out where we gonna be at. Okay,
No,
hey,
for
I want
real.
y'all to turn up with us because we are the 3 Shots In podcast. We will be turning up, and I want
We
y'all
will be
guys
taking
to be
more
there.
than 3 shots that night, though, so. Literally.
Okay.
But
All
y'all
right,
ready?
here's up. We got
3 shots in, 3 shots in, 3 shots in.
All
Yes.
right.
It's starting to taste like some shit.
Do say is shit,
Starting
literally.
to taste like some shit, y'all.
But make sure that you guys, check us out every Friday
Every Friday
at 3 p.m. An episode will
And
be
y'all better
dropping.
make sure
Go
y'all
to
go-
J.Marvin Productions.
Period. Y'all better make
Dot.
sure y'all go watch that first episode.
What is it?
'cause we work hard on that.
J.Marvin.
Yes, it's
Productions.
J.Marvin Productions.
Okay,
Mm-hmm.
you better put some respect on it. Y'all saw our producer; he work hard.
Okay.
You see him.
All right, well, see y'all next time.